All right.
There we go. Now we're live.
Well,
Let's check audio settings really quick. All right. Cool. We should be good to go. It's really
do
good to
we
see
have?
you, by the way.
It's nice to see you. It was a surprise that you called yesterday. I had been thinking about your bird feeder. You put that in my head, and now all I can think about is your bird feeder.
We're gonna get you more technologically inclined, Angelica, because then I'll get you a bird feeder that's got the camera on it, so you can get the close up photos of the birds as they come to eat.
That's so
Yeah,
funny. I just would
you
like
can
to
see
have
the
it where I
birds
could
on your
see it.
phone. I bet you Leo would like that as well. You can show Leo the birds that are in the feeder.
He likes it when they come up under the window, like the squirrels and stuff. And I usually
Yeah,
throw
I bet
food
he
there, so they'll come up to be more exciting cat TV. So he's always looking out like this, like where'd he go? Because he can't quite see under the window. So, but it's a funny thing that he does with the
Oh, I love it.
birds.
Good
He's
morning,
funny.
everyone. Hi, Ariel. Hi, Rajesh. Hi, Connie. Hi, Helen. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Lori. Hi, Charisse. Hi, Savvy. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Chantal. Hi, Ashley. Good morning, everyone.
Gosh, that's a crowd.
I know we were always so popular when you're around, Angelica. There's always a
Hmm.
large group coming to see us.
Good thing we're not having dinner. There
Mm.
would be more people we'd have to feed.
I don't know. I can feed an army. Challenge accepted. I
I think it would be kind of interesting to have a live retreat. That has crossed my mind.
would love
We have
that.
a I have a friend here in Virginia that owns a place called the Bridge Between Two Worlds, and it's not really set up to have a lot of people stay there, but there's a hotel close by. And she's
Yeah.
got a beautiful space. I mean, the land the place is on, and I've thought about that would be a good place to have a retreat, an in-person
Yeah,
retreat.
we could totally look into that. Get Christopher and Danielle involved, do some qigong, and
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that'd be
there's
good
room
fun.
for that there. There is room for that. She's
We'd
got
love
a
that.
beautiful sort of, it's not quite octagonal, but like it has a straight, that part, but then the end is like, I don't know how many sides, maybe not eight, but it's like this. It's not like a straight end. So it's kind
Okay.
of cool.
I
It's
bet
like the
that would
nave
be
of a
pretty good.
church or something. And she's
Okay.
right in, she has woods right there, and she has a pond and a little dock and all kind of stuff. You can look her up and you'll see how pretty that is. The bridge between two
Very
worlds, which
nice.
is interesting.
Between, I like the name.
And it's an interesting
Beautiful
name
name.
and a good name given the fact that she does, different kind of healing work and things like
I
that.
can see that probably had some motive there.
Oh,
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for those of you asking how Aiden is doing. He's doing much better. Thank you. He's in school today. Today is his birthday. He turns 9 today.
nine is a
So
good
he's a
number.
happy chappy.
Nine's a wish number. You know that? Nine is a wish number.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
It's a,
Yeah.
I guess it's a completion year thing, kind of.
Nope,
This
10
is
is the
a 9 year,
completion.
isn't it? Yeah.
Ten's completion and the nine is the wish. It's interesting.
Yes.
So maybe between now and 10, he'll get his wish.
He usually gets, he has such innocent wishes. The
Because
things
he's a
that he
kid.
hopes for, they're so cute. And he's just like, he wanted a net for his stuffies.
Whoops.
Like that was his wish this year for his birthday. He wanted a net for his stuffies above his bed. So I had a handyman come this morning to put a big net over his bed. And so he could put all his stuffies above the bed rather than having them all taking up his entire bed. And I laugh. I'm like, they're his protectors,
That's
all his
funny.
stuffies. So at some point he's gonna get too old, and then he'll want to get rid of all the stuffies, and then we'll just take him to the firehouse or something. We used to do that whenever there was a fire or a car crash or something. We would have stuffies
Oh.
in the ambulance that we could give to the kids to help them feel better. So we'll
Oh.
probably donate them to the fire department when he's done using them. But yeah, for now he is obsessed. He's got he's got like 40 different animals on his bed at least right now, sitting there. Some of which were handmade by some of you guys, and
Oh
there's
my
just
goodness.
I know. It's
I'm
he
not
loves
that
Stuffy.
I'm not that talented, but I love it. My niece made somebody a little. I guess she crocheted. It was a little. It looked like it was about that big. A little octopus she crocheted, and I was like, how the heck did she do that? You know,
Yep.
a little
Very
green
good.
octopus she made, and I just thought, are you kidding? You made that? That's impossible.
Yeah, one of you guys, Laura Pavanelli, even made him a penguin stuffy that had protection crystals on the inside. She made it out of his
Oh,
favorite colors.
that's
Teal,
cool.
mint, and gold. Those are his three favorite colors. Teal, mint, and gold. If you ask
Teal,
him, those are the
mint.
three he always loves. Yeah, teal, mint, and gold. I don't
Well, are teal
you
and
like what
mint the same color?
No, no. In fact, he would start an argument with you if you tried to say that teal and mint were the same color.
Gotcha.
No, no, no.
I guess maybe
We had a
teal
45-minute
is
argument about cyan once, about the color of cyan, and whether or not cyan is a blue or if it's like more of a greenish
maybe he
color.
was maybe he was a painter in another life. You never know, you know. Could have
He's
been.
very funny. He just loves what he loves.
Me
All kids,
too.
they have such personalities. Even a baby that's born 5 minutes ago, you can tell it's got a personality. We are not blank slates when we come in here.
For some reason, you keep popping in and out of the screen. I don't know what that is. Do you?
Glitches in the matrix.
But I'm not
Can you
doing
still
it.
hear me? You can still hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
well,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you fine. So
Okay.
hopefully we're not going to have any troubles. We'll tell the soul guides to clear out the AI today. Clear out the computer.
Sometimes when Siddhartha comes in, any problem you might be having gets fixed.
Yeah,
Seriously,
exactly.
when he comes in, it's like, why couldn't you do that when I was talking? Yeah. Couldn't you come sooner and just like done that instead of doing what waited till you got in? But that's what he does. Sometimes he'll fix stuff. You'll have this, you can't get rid of it. He comes, it's gone. It's great.
I know we've had a lot of weird stuff going on with lights. You should have seen yesterday. Our guest had a whole bunch of like rainbows coming through. Her hair looked like there was rainbow lights coming through it.
Really? Oh my
Yeah, we had
gosh.
an interesting time with our lights. I had some weird plasma around my light a few weeks ago, where it looked like some big swirl of color was going around my light. I don't know. Spirit be spirited.
That's really strange because you blipped out again like you weren't connected. Ask the other people that are watching, is that
You
happening to
guys
them
notice
or is
anything
that,
weird? Maybe we're just having some weird Wi-Fi glitches
well,
today.
good. It could be on my end. I don't know. I don't know how that really works.
Well, as long as you can hear me, that's the important thing.
I can hear you just fine.
There we go.
But
And
if I
today,
can't hear
I
you,
wanted
well,
to talk about Valentine's Day. Since I won't be around for Valentine's Day, we thought we
yes.
might have the Valentine's Day chat today. Yeah?
Well, yes. I mean, that's actually not that far away. It's next
Next
Thursday.
week. Yeah.
Next Friday. Next Friday, I believe. But he decided. I don't know what prompted it. I never actually know what prompts something, but he decided he would like to talk about love, all kinds of love. I said,
Yeah.
really? You know about that? Yes, okay. So it's pretty funny. And I have, sometimes we make a demo tape so that Christopher can use it for the advertising and stuff. So I thought that tape was pretty good. That little recording he made was pretty
Yeah.
good because it went off in directions I wasn't thinking he was going to go off on. But hey,
Christopher's very clever.
well, I mean, that's how we get information. I'll go into trance. We will record Siddhartha talking. He'll talk about what he wants to do. Then he gives it to Christopher. We give it to Christopher, and Christopher creates all of the pictures and whatever. And then the funny thing is, he may talk about something totally different. During the event,
We
it may
happen
be
to talk about
totally
anything with
different.
Martha. We're just happy to have him around. So, but I think it would be really helpful to learn about the different types of relationships as well, because you have karmic relationships,
Yes, that's
you
true.
have soulmate relationships, you have companion relationships, you have oh, there's another one as well. Twin flames.
Uh-oh. Yes, yes, all of
Twin
those
flame
things.
relationships is a very popular topic these days.
Well,
So there's a lot
you
of
know,
people who
that's
kind of wonder what relationship they might have with someone. Because a partner, for example, a partner can be all four of those things.
correct. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a really interesting thing to me that he decided that would be a good idea. And I think he was also thinking about people that don't have partners or husbands or lovers or whatever. And
Yeah.
so he speaks to that as well. But it's interesting to me that was a topic he decided would be good for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And I was like, really?
Well, our
Really?
relationships are a very important dynamic. In fact, sometimes they run our entire lives,
Well, that's the
especially when
question
they
we
start to fall apart. Because a relationship where two people could love each other very much can flip around on its head almost instantaneously. I've seen it
That's
happen.
true. And sometimes, you just outgrow a person. And a lot of times, people who've been together 25, 30 years, they are hesitant to end a relationship to do something new because they're used to it. They're
Yeah.
used to that person. They can fight in morning, noon, and night, but they're used to that. So they would
But what
rather
if
put
we're
up
doing
with
that for
that
multiple
than,
lifetimes? What if we're still used
oh,
to this person, but we're complacent, or just like,
well, that's when
I
you
guess
have
we'll
to
do it
kind of
again.
grow up. You have to grow above that and decide that you want something different for yourself. And yourself is, and not in an egotistical way, but self is very important because you're here, you're born, and you die, and it's the space in between. You have to decide what it is that you are going to do with your life to make it worthwhile for yourself and other people. But it's also really important that you make the good decisions so that you can continue to grow as a soul and as a person. So that's what people get hung up on. Well, I'm used to that person. I had a
Yeah.
professor one time, he'd say, if you got beaten every day, you'd stay with the person because you're used to it. He said, we do a lot of things just because we're used to it. And I always remembered that. And I always thought, yeah, that's really the truth. We continue to let ourselves be in terrible situations sometimes or boring situations to me are just as terrible as terrible situations. So
Yeah.
because we're used to it, that's it. And it's hard for people to change, but you have to change. I mean, that is the whole purpose of life, and you have to continue to grow and evolve, or most maybe people are satisfied being stuck. But two things we get all the time is who's my soulmate and why am I stuck? Those are the two like top tier questions that we get all the time.
There was a clearing we did for the other day, and somebody asked, is this person my soulmate? And we asked, like, is this person a soulmate, a twin flame, that sort of thing. And it was a karmic relationship. So I asked, I was like, well, they asked, they wanted to know what kind of relationship it was. So I mentioned, okay, yeah, it's a karmic relationship. And they messaged me back going, well, does that mean I'm ever going to meet my soulmate? Does that mean I'm with the wrong person? Does that mean how am
Well,
I
people
ever
are,
going to know if I have my soulmate then? And they were almost concerned that the person they were
yeah.
with is not the person they're meant to be with. And that was like, no,
Well,
that's not. This is why sometimes it's like, why do you ask these questions? Because sometimes
well,
people get into their own heads, and they're like,
well, it's the romantic notion that there is a person out there, one person out there in the world just for you, and that's the other half of you, or your whatever, your twin flame, your split apart, your soulmate, your whatever you want to call it.
it's
It doesn't
very,
matter.
very
But
rare to meet a twin flame.
I think it's not only rare to meet any of these things. I think there's more than one person that will match to you that you learn from if you just get in the right relationship. But we tend to go back to the same type of person that we got rid of. Oh, you walk away from this person, but then you find somebody else who's almost identical to the person you walked away from.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of difference in the characteristics there. So, but You'll hear. He'll talk to you about that better than I can. My best relationships are with cats, so that's all I can tell you.
Well,
Cats,
I've been
dogs.
married twice, and both of my relationships were karmic relationships. And the funny thing is about a karmic relationship, it can be just as powerful as a twin flame or a
Yes.
soulmate connection at first, because you need that attraction to pull you together.
Yeah, like magnets don't repel each other usually, they attract, right?
Hmm. Right. But the crazy thing is that relationship can go from smoking hot to very ice cold almost instantaneously. It can be
It
very, very quick to flip on the other head.
well, it's not always it's not really quick. It comes in stages and people don't see it. That's the thing. They're not
Mm.
aware of it. And the problem happens there are stages like you get this crazy physical pheromone type of I'm madly in love with you thing. Then you do the moving in thing, and then that kind of becomes a routine, which is kind of boring, and
Mhm.
maybe there's still some romance there. Maybe you still go out to
Oh, but
dinner or
then
do this or
codependency sets in.
well, and then the next thing you go to is, 5, probably about 5 to 7 or 8 years down the line, you're going, man, I am so bored. What did I see in this person? Most of I can't say everybody's like that, but a lot of times, I mean, I know people that have been married 40, 50 years, and my bad joke about that is I can't stay with somebody for 50 seconds, so I just don't know how you did 50 years, really. Ugh,
Well, you can as
anyway.
long as they're a cat.
Well, if the cats would live to be that old, I probably would have one for 50 years. But
I like what Steph just said. Nice to see you, Steph. He says, my pets never abused me, insulted me, or cut me out of their lives with no explanation. Humans are not easy to be around. No,
well,
it's true. We got a lot more drama and baggage in association.
maybe he didn't have a cat because, King Leo over here,
Hey,
I
Leo,
think he needs a
he
little
may
crown
abuse
on
you.
his head. Yeah, well, what, like he's been doing this thing where he stands on the top step, and I'm at the
Is
other
he
room
trying
at
to
the bottom.
cause
He stands on the
attempted
top step and
murder?
he screams at me. He screams at me, and I'll think, what, what, what? Like I might be asleep
He
or in
just look at you
meditation,
all innocently.
and he just screams at me. I say, what? What do you want? And then I figured out finally he wants me to go upstairs and check his box because it may not be pristine. It may not be pristine. It may have that one little in there, and that is not going to suit His Majesty. So I'm like, you mean I had to come up here to do that just for that? Are you kidding? And then he's very proud of himself that he has that kind of power. Or
But
sometimes
also
I'll
keep
just
in mind that most of the time when you have somebody that's kind of pushing its power over you, this is a challenge for you. No matter how pint-sized the little Napoleon might be, this is an opportunity for you to set boundaries. This is a lesson in this.
well, all I can say is I'm really glad I didn't have children because, like, I can't say no to the cat. So how could I say no to the kid? I just couldn't do it. It's terrible, terrible.
Listen.
But I don't mind, I don't mind dealing with adults in a way that I'm like, have a nice day. I don't have a problem with that at all.
I tend to
It's
get along with
terrible.
children more than adults. Children are easier, in my opinion.
And you know what somebody told me
I'm a
one
big
time,
kid.
and I believe it that it's true because sometimes Siddhartha reminds me he's got like this childlike innocence about him,
It does.
and he's got this kind of sweetness about him. And somebody told me once that real masters have that the real masters have that kind of wonderment and curiosity and that kind of, and he's like that. And he when he wants to talk, he gets really close to me, like he'll get over here in my
Like,
field like
hi,
a kid.
Samantha.
And how kids will hang on your arm when you try to have a conversation. You go, just a minute, honey. Just a minute, honey. Well, it's kind of like that. Just a minute, honey.
Oh, bless her.
So he's
Well, that
he's got
usefulness,
that.
I believe it, that attitude is how you stay young. To be
I
able to
get.
play and have fun and be silly is a very important part of keeping the spirit young.
I think
100%.
so.
You're only as old as you feel, as they say, you know? And most
I
of the
know
time,
when
I
I,
feel like I'm in my 20s. Even though I'm turning 40 in like 2 months, I still feel like I'm in my 20s because I still act like I'm in my 20s.
well, that's all
So
right. You know, I will be old as dirt in another week, and that makes me laugh to say that. I just crack myself up when I say I'm going to be old as dirt next week, and people look at you like, "What? What did you say? Old as
no,
dirt?
I
Don't you know
fully
that
believe that
saying?"
age is a state of mind. I mean, your body, your vessel might have a certain age attached to it, but your mindset does not have to age. And in fact, the more you keep yourself young in spirit, I feel the body tends to stay young as well.
Well, it's interesting. I don't feel my age. My body does, but my brain and my heart and my soul just, I'm still a kid. I just look old.
Oh, thanks, Luke. Luke says I still look like I'm in my 20s. Mwah! Love you, Luke. Thank
That's
you.
funny. That's so
Yeah, I
funny.
needed that today. Thank you. What a
That's
compliment.
that
But
is
yeah,
so
I mean,
funny.
honestly, most of the time I feel, you know what's funny? You know what else I think keeps us young? Children. My mom, when the kids are around, she acts a lot younger and she's got a new puppy as well. And so this puppy is also
Aw.
making her a bit more sprightly and youthful. So it's important to
Well,
bring the children in, to let the grandparents hang out with the kids and to, just spend some of that youthful energy.
it takes care to take care of pets, to take care of people, and to take care of children. It takes care. And so when you're focused on someone else or something else, it makes you forget everything. You don't think
Yeah.
about you. You think about, oh, they need dinner, or like with my cat, he'll want breakfast 3 times in a row. That's very important. We can't miss one of those 3 breakfasts. We can't do that.
And
That's
the
very
elevensies.
important. I'm like, really? And he'll like, yes. And
Wow.
if you don't feed him something he likes, he won't eat it. People say, just leave it. They'll eat.
Well, is
That's
he
not true.
around? He knows Siddhartha's probably coming today. So is he waiting
he he
patiently for his friend?
he he may show up, but what happened was I think he could tell I wanted to comb him and brush him, and he doesn't like that. So he flew up the stairs, and I haven't seen him since. And I hadn't even gotten the brush out yet. So I can't figure out how he knew he was reading my mind, I believe, because I was. My intention was to, do some combing, and he was like, nope. Oh, okay. Isn't that sneaky?
Yeah.
It's just so sneaky. I don't get it. So anyway, I do like people more than I say. I do also like being alone because a lot of the things I do require that you be alone. So it doesn't bother me. And
Or at least
I
require
re
somebody very open-minded to not look at you like you're nuts.
well, I just
Which is my
love
problem.
like if I drop socks on the floor, I usually lose them anyway, but if I drop socks on the floor or put my keys down somewhere, I don't have to worry about another human being coming and, oh, let's clean everything and put this away. And why do you put your socks on the floor? Well, it's the best place to put them so I find them again, for one thing. They don't disappear that way.
I love it.
So,
So shall we? It's been
I've
about
been,
30 minutes. Shall we bring in the man of the hour?
if you'd like, is there anything else you want to? Oh, I want to say one more thing, which is
Of
I
course.
have dates on the February calendar, which you're welcome to take advantage of. There are not many of them because February is a way shorter month, it seems like, than
So
other,
if
like
anybody would like
January
to get
was
themselves a chat with Siddhartha, this is a great
yes,
opportunity. Not long of a wait.
yes. And it's usually worthwhile, and he's very interesting. If you've never had a session with him, I always tell people, think about where you are in your life, where you want to be, how you want to get there, and then whatever else is pressing, think about that too. But he just sort of
Yes.
says, shall we start? And then he kind of goes down the list of questions without them ever asking a single question. He does that routinely, which is so funny to me. So he's gotten the message before we even start. Now, sometimes he won't. It depends on the person involved, but he often does that, which is so funny.
Oh, that's always good.
So yeah, we can do that. I feel
All
him. I
right.
actually feel the energy kind of building up over
He's
here.
he's he's like poking you in the back, going, "Hey, I'm here."
Well, the energy gets higher, and I don't know if people watching notice that. Like, even if you're just watching the replay, you're going to feel the energy kind
Mhm.
of go up where you are. Now, sometimes you might feel warmer, or you feel weird or tingly, or the air feels like it's a different density or
Lighting my little
something like
Siddhartha.
that.
All
And that's
right.
what happens, you know. What are you doing with your little pot? I want a little
I
pot
got my
like
little
that.
Siddhartha. Isn't he cute?
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I missed him when he went by so fast. I couldn't tell that's what it was, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Just lighting the bringing the vibes up.
Let me just move
All
this
right.
table a little more because he has a tendency to talk with his hands. So anyway, we're
Just
doing
want to
that, and then on
highlight
the fourth,
Dawn's comment. Sessions are amazing. Dawn loved her session with you.
ah, that's
And oh,
nice.
we got another one. Carolyn one-on-one with Siddhartha are phenomenal. Love that.
They take a while,
Very,
you know. Our
thank you
normal
guys for saying so. Very sweet of you.
our normal thing is about 2 hours or slightly more. I can't stop him from talking. So if he talks to 2.5 hours or
You're
what am I
funny.
going to do about it, right?
Eye on the
So
clock.
he does do that. It's hard to keep him on task with time, so
I'll
I
keep an
figure
eye
he
on the
knows
clock.
more.
We'll keep it under an hour because I got beasties to chase today.
Oh, you do? Okay. All
Always.
right. That is fine with me. So, shall we start? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. That's what he's like. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Oh, yes. Okay. So if suddenly we don't hear you and he rips his headset out, you'll know. But there are like three others he can pick from over here. Like you have to have choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll say what we do, which is, and when we say these are words he gave me a long, long, like over 40 years ago, I got these words from him. And he likes to say it out loud because it puts all of you that are watching or even watching the replay kind of under his umbrella. And he likes to do that. It's like a form of protection for you. So here we go.
We're very grateful.
He's very sweet like that. Okay.
He is.
All right. Okay, so everybody take a breath. We might as well do that while we get on the same page here. So we are light beings. We release all of our past negatives. We seek the light. We are protected by light, surrounded by the light, aspire toward the light, accompanied by the light, because we are light beings. And we thank the universe for all it has given us today and in the future. There you are.
Hello, my friend.
How are you doing today?
I am so happy to speak with you today. How are you, Siddhartha?
We are very good, and we like to talk to you because you are funny too. We think so.
Oh, thank you, my
You're
friend. As
you're
are
very
you. I love your
useful.
jokes.
We thank you for that. We thank you. You're very useful. You know, not use. Okay. Some
I'm
people say,
both,
"What did he
actually.
say? What did he say?" Yeah, we'll get it right. Our
Youthful. Yeah.
yes,
I'm
use
useful and
yes,
useful. I'm both.
yes, that too. Yes, both are very good things to be. All right.
Indeed.
So, when we say what we do, when vessel we come in, vessel goes out. Um, we're trying to do faster for both cases. She's always like, "Can you just slow down a little bit?" That's
I was to
very
say that was very
surprising.
fast.
So we practice, okay. But the reason we gave those words, it's like the key, right? The key that turns the lock so that we can come in. It's a protection, a measure of protection. And so that's why we like to do that. And when we have her speak it, it's to protect all of you. It's like being in a little bubble, sort of like that. So when they say, "Oh, we are light beings," that means because you are light. That's why you are light beings. You are not of anything other than light. Okay? So we say we are light beings because you are of light. We
Mm,
release past negatives. That means everything up to this second, everything can go if you wanted
mm,
to. with intention. If you decide you want it gone, you can do that. And then we said, we release all of our past negatives and we seek light. Well, we seek light because it is us. You see, it is our
Yes.
hearts and our souls. We do seek the light because it's important. It's like your flame gets to go back to a bigger flame, something like that. You see what I mean?
Yes.
And we
Absolutely.
all the time, there are people who are very worn down, and maybe their light is a little bit dimmer than it needs to be. So when you say we seek it, it means that we can help build you back up again. You can get renewed by having the light come in and when you look for it. Do you see? And
Yes.
so we love the whole concept. We seek the light. We are surrounded by the light because, yes, you are part of light. You're going to be surrounded by it and other beings that are also your light. Because a negative being cannot stay in your light if it is strong enough, isn't it? If it is big enough, it cannot. The bigger you make your field, the less they can survive in it because they're down here. The energy is down here, but you're here. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So we're surrounded by the light, we're protected by it, and it's true, just as we explained, more is more protection. Accompanied by it means we walk with it every day. Like you don't go out of your house with your light off. You don't do that. It accompanies you. It goes with you places that you want to go. And when we
Yes.
aspire to it, that means we can grow bigger and become more. Do you understand what we mean?
Oh yeah. We're
So
always
we are
evolving and we ascend to the light.
correct. You aspire, it makes you better, right? Better.
Yes.
And then we go back to we are light beings because we are now bigger light beings than we were when we started those words, you see. And
Yes.
so it's a
Absolutely.
beautiful thing. And then we release past negatives, and we are grateful for everything today and for tomorrow. We can't go backwards. So we're going to go for today and in the future, you see. And it's true. It's good to be a little bit grateful that you have had a life, even the most difficult life, the most difficult relationships. Since you wanted to go there, we'll just add that uh,
Mhm.
the the relationships have been difficult, whether with parents or children or husbands or wives or whatever. Relatives that aren't very pleasant, whatever. The relationships with those people are
Yes.
always protected, it's a certain way. And it's a
Yes.
beautiful thing. It's beautiful. We always tell people, love, great love, not romantic love now, great love. And great love can be a lot of things. The love for your children, the love for your country, your space, your apartment, your house, your cat, your dog. This great love requires compassion because compassion is your biggest form or greatest form of love because it does not carry with it judgment. You
Hmm.
can be in a relationship with someone where you are very loving with him, but then don't we judge, oh, they left their shoes in the floor, or oh, what a mess he came in today from work, or whatever. Isn't
It's
he
funny
sloppy? He
how
doesn't.
rare unconditional love is, even though we all come from it.
Well, it's interesting. It does. People say that all the time, but the truth is, it takes a long time for a human being to get there to where they're not judging other people or themselves. You see, oh, I gained too much weight, or I'm too short, or why can't I be talented like that guy over there? Why can't I be a basketball player like Michael Jordan? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so we dislike ourselves because we compare to others, but that is not who we are. And to be the best you can be, you have to find who that is, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Be your authentic self, as they say. Authenticity
Yes.
carries the highest vibration. Yes.
We like compassion better because it is the truth of a lot of things. Like you don't judge, You can love people without judgment, without condemning them. That's
Yeah.
not love, you see. To be judgmental and to condemn someone because they're not this or that, that's not love. That's the opposite of love. You see what we mean? So it's hard for people to grow into this idealized version of what they believe people should be. And we will talk a little bit since you ask. We'll just go there. Our vessel's probably going to say, "Why are you telling all of the story before we have the event?" Shh, don't tell her. Shh, do not. So what we will say is, we know that especially in romantic countries, you've got, Europeans are very romantic, right? The Italians, the Greeks, all of that. Americans sometimes have had this, they've had a little bit less than the Europeans, but they've got this romantic view of how love should be, and you do this and you do that, and you end up getting married and having children, all of that. And that's a beautiful dream. It's not a good reality sometimes because
Yeah.
some people are not meant for that. It used to be in your history that that was the norm. You had to do these certain steps to get to be an adult person with a family. But today
Yes.
that's not necessarily said not necessary. You don't have to uh, necessarily be uh, the partner of another person. There are
Yeah.
many people. Now listen to this part because it's very important, especially for somebody like you. There are some people that are meant to do bigger things for the world. The world. Not the country, the state, the town, the world.
Yes.
And we will say to spread it out to those of you who love galactic things, that will resonate out to others in the universe. Oh, did we say that? Oh, I think we did.
Yes.
We are hearing people going, yes. Well, we
Our
did.
community
Did
is
you hear
growing
what
for
he
sure.
said? Right? That's what he likes to do. So
Yes.
anyway, we see there is a difficulty with the word love because it's not big enough. That's surprising, isn't it? To find your perfect partner may not be the person you think is your perfect partner. How about that? Isn't that odd? That you
Yeah.
might meet a person who drives you simply crazy. And you think, gotta get away from that guy. What is that all about? Or that girl, whatever. And sometimes when you get to know them and all of the facade drops away and you become who you are, you suddenly realize you're exactly the same. And maybe that's why it was annoying to you at first. Uh-oh, now they're going to have to think about
Mhm.
it, aren't they? Oh, my partner irritates me because I'm like him. Oh, right. We are laughing about
Well,
it.
our
We've
triggers
just,
say a lot about us as well. Otherwise, we
of
wouldn't
course,
be rising to the occasion, so to speak.
yes. And you do have to. You have to not, it's not about outward, it's inward, everything. People are so funny. They love phenomenon, right? They like the psychic stuff and the spiritual stuff and the statue that cries tears and all of that. That is not what is spiritual. That is phenomenal. What is spiritual is when you reach into your own heart and you find your true self. That is what is spiritual. Now we just turned off a lot of people because they're going to say, really? I have to do that? I don't want to go to therapy. You don't have to go to therapy. Nobody said that, not at all. What we did say was, it's better to start in your own heart and look at it. Why don't I like this? How come I don't like that? Why does that person repel me? What is it about them that is doing that? That I respond that way. Not about why are they the way they are. Why am I doing what I am responding to? And that's an
Probably because
interesting
we
thing.
perpetuate cycles. We chase our own tails so often with these things, where we repeat the same lessons over and over again.
We call that a pattern, and we do talk about patterns very often because you can repeat a pattern from when you're tiny. Before you even leave your mother's womb, you can repeat patterns because it is in your family pattern. So a lot
Is
of
this why
things,
we end up
even,
marrying somebody that's like one of our parents
yes,
sometimes?
yes, yes, it's
Okay, that
exactly
makes
why.
sense.
Because that's what you expect of that uh, male or
Yes,
female dominant person in your life. That's exactly
yes.
why. And
I
this is
remember
not
my
a,
father, that was one of the first messages he sent me from the other side was, "I'm sorry I didn't give you a better example of a good partner." And that was a very profound thing for him to say because he's right, he didn't. He did not give me a good example of what a good partner would be like, and I did end up with 2 men that were very, both of my ex-husbands were very, closed
yes.
off, so to speak, just like he was, very emotionally unavailable.
Well, there's one more interesting thing is it's not about them at all. It's about you.
Mhm. I
Why
know.
did I do that? Why did I choose
Mhm.
that person? What
Yep.
was I really looking for? And you can't really expect your parents to give you a perfect example of what a
No, they're still learning
partner
and
should.
growing old, just like they're
Correct.
growing up too.
It's
Yeah.
perpetual. It's perpetual because in the genetics, forget about the spiritual part for the moment, but in genetic learning and in that line of history from a family, they learn from their parents who may not have been the best. Their parents learn from their parents, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
And so there's this cycling down. And the only way to be a better parent or a better partner is to be yourself. Oh, that's big, isn't it? Be
Mhm.
yourself. Can you imagine it?
Some
Yeah.
parents, for example, my grandparents were very, very strict German types, and
Yes,
they did not express love like, "Oh, I love you so much." Their way of
correct.
expressing love was by putting a meal on the table or by making sure that you have something warm to wear,
Yes,
and little gestures of service was their love language. But when you're used to hearing "I love you" and you don't hear it back, you think you're unloved, but it's just a
that's true.
different form of it.
Yes, and people expect it in the way they expect it, which may not be accurate for the person they are with, you see.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
also a frustration. And it does not take very much to really put the flame out, so to speak, where you're not in that madly love stage anymore. That is normal. But then it can go worse than that, where you don't really have love for that person anymore because of things that happened between you or things you talked about, or you discover something about them that you don't like, or maybe they're not as loyal as you thought they would be or as kind. So this is the issue, isn't it? It is always to repeat patterns so that you don't learn about someone else, you learn about you. And that is what people have a hard time doing. So when you're out looking for your twin flame and your soul mate and all of that, we like to tell people about pods. PODS, like a pea pod. You know pea pod?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well,
2 little
when
peas in a pod,
soul,
yes.
yes, well, there are usually more than that. There's usually eight or
Yes, it's
something.
true,
We
that's a
don't know
good
how
point,
many
yes.
come in there. So what we tell people is when souls are born, they're born in like a little group, like a little pod. And we use that because it's a very good visual example people keep in their heads, right? So in that pod, you may really like another sort of sibling, but not exactly sibling. You may like another soul, or you might
Yeah.
not like them at all. It's one extreme to the other. So just because they're in your pod does not mean you're going to love every one of them. You have to
That's
learn something from them. And that is when you
Mhm.
talk about karmic relationships, it tends to be in soul groups, in soul pods, if you want to call it that.
Yes,
And
yes,
you
soul
may have
groups.
somebody that is maybe like a twin, right? Like a twin because you were the same and you were pulled apart, you see?
Yes, the same spirit, but between 2 vessels.
Correct. Split apart. They call them
Yes.
split apart.
Yeah.
But you know how the yin and yang look like that? They're
Mhm.
got like that, and then the other one fits the other way. And then there's a little dot of each of the other.
Yes.
There's a little white in the black and a little black in the white. That's because
I've
they
always
are
loved
one. They're not two. They are single soul. They're not two, but they may function as two. So that kind of relationship is very difficult. It's like having twin or triplets or something. It's very difficult to find, like you said, very, very
Right.
rare indeed to have that odd capacity with another soul. But
I've heard the
most
most
people,
common form is twins. Identical fraternal makes no difference, but a lot of times the soul will split and choose to come in with the counterpart, so to speak, is like backup or support.
that is possible, but then you have twins who really don't like each other, which is
That's
interesting,
also
isn't
true,
it?
yes, because it's not very easy to escape someone you're sharing a womb with. That's a very good
Well, and
way
not
of making two souls work it out as well, coming in as siblings or twins.
the other thing that happens is a parent might be more partial, even though they look identical or whatever. A
Yes.
parent may be partial to one or to the other, you see.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
that makes it the other one think, oh, I hate being twin, you see. So to
mhm.
instead of enjoying the experience of having a shared root, as it were, they
Yeah.
are not aligned like that. And
Well,
it's
maybe
very
their
difficult.
lesson in this lifetime was about jealousy and acceptance of, themselves. Because a
There
lot of
are,
that is the biggest, most difficult relationships, I think, are the ones with your biological family in many ways, because you're unable
yes,
to kind of get away from that relationship very easily. You can cut off a best friend and say, okay, bye. But for a sibling or an aunt or an uncle or something, or even a parent, it makes it very difficult to walk away.
we do understand that that relationship, they don't say blood is thicker than water for no reason, because
Hmm.
generally that is the problem. It's a tie. It's a tie. It's a cord between you and them that has come in at your birth. But again, if you are willing to make some sacrifices, or if in most cases this is what happens, people are so uh, not like the rest of the family that they have to walk away because they're not treated properly, they're not taken care of well, and in
And we
those
blame
cases,
ourselves for that. We think, oh, well, maybe if I was a better this or did that, or if I was just as
children do.
impressive as the other, then they would love me as much. Yeah, we beat ourselves
Well,
up all the time without
well,
knowing that perhaps they had 20 lifetimes together and you might be the new guy coming in. So,
yes,
like, they
the
may just know each
children
other better.
children do this. Children do this more than adult people. When you get to be
Yes.
an adult, you have the advantage of looking backward. Okay, but children don't always understand that this person is angry with me, not at me, but at what else is going on in the world and what is going on in their world, their life. And the anger is directed at the child when he or she doesn't understand it. And very many parents have they're not as evolved as the soul of the child. You see? And when
Yeah.
that happens, it's very unfortunate because the child lives a life of burden thinking, what did I do wrong? You see?
Yeah.
And they did
Yeah.
nothing wrong but be themselves. That's it. And that
Yep.
is when bigger problems come. But if the child grows into an adult who can walk away, or we would like to say run away, that would be more appropriate, but
Yeah.
to
Run for your
get
life.
away from the family that treated them that way, they can find their own life. But the fear is, oh, I will be alone. I will be alone. I cannot leave the people that were mean to me. I will be alone. Guess what? You're really alone when you're born. You're alone your whole life, and when you die, you just think you're with other people, but they cannot live your life for you. Do you see
Yeah.
what we mean?
Oh, yeah.
So but you learn things. First you learn to cry and walk and or crawl and walk, and then you run, and you get older, and eventually you get to a place where you can say, I don't have to be that way anymore. I don't have to do for them unless it's good for me. And that is not selfish, it's self preservation in many cases. Do you see what we mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. And we all
This,
do this. I've noticed that this is something that it's
well,
like it's like a coping
it's a
mechanism.
pattern. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
pattern. And the reason you get some of you now, all of you that are listening to us are going to say in your mind, you know what we're talking. You got dropped into a family that doesn't understand you because you are supposed to teach them and they don't listen. You see what I mean? Maybe you're
Oh,
more spiritually evolved and you want to help them, but their culture, their upbringing, their whatever does not allow for you to help them that way. And this
yeah,
is where the pattern repeats. Then the person goes and marries their father or mother, whatever, because they don't know anything else. It is much better if you are looking for partner, and all of you looking for partners, please listen. If you are looking for partner, you want to make yourself the best you can be. To know yourself will attract another that is like what you need. Do you understand?
yes.
If you really get to your best and highest place as a human being and you leave behind all of the trauma, the drama, the everything that was put on you by your upbringing and what you knew, and you become that best enlightened being that you can be, then what happens? What happens? Who do you attract? Who? Tell them who you attract.
You and another version of you, I should say. You're the same.
Well,
Yes,
you attract what resonates.
yes. Your
You
frequency,
see?
someone who matches your vibration.
Correct. And it may not be exactly the same. You won't be, because obviously your backgrounds are still different. But what you'll find is a way to have, sit down and have tea with someone and feel good about it.
Yeah.
You notice we always think tea is the answer for everything. Come on, that's a little funny,
Yeah,
yes.
it is. Honestly, there is so many of us that do feel like we're alone. I've always joked that I feel like a Vulcan in a world full of Klingons because you'd feel so different to all the other people around. And the thought that there would even be someone out there like me has felt nearly impossible. It's almost
Well,
like,
see, sometimes you don't need someone who's exactly like you. You will resonate with what you need. For example, maybe you need the person who is quiet and will stand by you, will protect you, will support the work that you do, that will possibly even help with that without argument or thinking it's weird or crazy or whatever people think. Do you see what we mean? You need that person that will help you, not hurt you, not judge you, not put you in a position where, they're exactly like you to the point you don't get along. So you can attract to yourself what you need. You see what we
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And it may be a person from another time. It may be somebody completely new. But isn't it exciting that you have a chance to find out?
Honestly, I'm almost to the point where I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, moving on. Like I don't even feel like I need
And
a counterpart in this lifetime. Maybe I'm just here to work at this point.
well, what we said at the beginning, which is sometimes there are few people, but there are people in this world who are meant to do other. Do you see what we mean?
Yeah,
They're meant to do bigger things, bigger for the world, not for themselves, not for uh, the community or but for the world. Imagine
yeah,
if you can drop a stone in a pond and the ripples. It's not just that one person, the stone that you dropped. It's
yeah,
all the people they talk to and all the people they talk to and all the people. Do you see what we mean?
yeah. I
And
think the
that's
most
how
important thing is being comfortable in your own skin, being loving yourself. And
correct. And
even if
that
you don't
is
find somebody that is your perfect counterpart for this lifetime, the most
correct.
important thing is that you love yourself.
And that is what we are going to talk about on Valentine's Day. Whoa,
Perfect.
you got that out of us, didn't you? Shh, don't tell. Our vessel's very sweet. She just lets us do what we want. And it's very funny because sometimes she just goes, we think it's kind of amusing too.
It
And,
is. It is indeed.
and we volunteer her for many things. And she said, "You did what? What did you say? Is that not funny too?" We think it's
Signing
very
you up for
amusing.
work. We
We
keep
are very amused
we
by
do keep
that.
you very busy, don't we, Siddhartha?
Yes, but it's not hard for Siddhartha, you see, because we don't have bills to pay. None of us,
I'm gonna
not
share the link for
me
you guys. Thank you.
or Chinese doctor or the angels or any of the beings that come to talk. They don't have bills to pay. They don't have anything else to do, really. So it's exciting for us to come and talk to all of you.
I love that you're calling it the self-love revolution.
Well, yes, we didn't exactly call it that, but we agree to it. It's very
I
good.
like that though. It's good. There's the
And,
link, you
you
guys,
know,
if you want to
it's a very nice thing to love yourself. And here's the problem: human beings get so confused about what that means because often in their lives they've been told, you can't love yourself. That's so selfish. How dare you put yourself before the rest of
Oh yeah,
us?
you hear that as an insult all the time. Oh, he's so in love with himself. It's almost
Yes,
like
and
they're
it's
trying to
not,
say you're a narcissist just for caring and loving yourself and
and
putting
you know,
yourself first.
and it's not true. If you are not well, oh, this gives us the moment to tell the story about the birds. Yes, we should tell that story too. All right, so it gives you this moment to realize that if you are not well and you can't take care of you, how are you going to take care of anyone else, right? So let us tell you the story about baby birds. Can we tell you about it?
Oh, please. I love your
Yes, there's a
stories.
very famous story about baby birds, and we like it because it's important. You know that when a mother bird has little baby birds, right? They sit in the little nest and they quiet, please feed. And the mother goes out and gets the food and brings it, and she'll eat the food. And when she goes to feed babies, she gives them what she's eaten, a little bit, not too much. Now, the reason she does that, if she did not eat the food to keep herself alive, what happens to babies?
They go as well.
They die because there's no one to feed them and
Hmm.
to take care of them and to help them get flying and out of their nest. And so this is what you must remember, that when it is difficult for you to take care of self, and you may just need to go sleep or go rest or go eat or go drink, but you must do the basic things that your body needs just to continue to function, correct? And if you don't do that, guess what happens to you? You get sick. And if you get sick, then you die. And not all the time, thankfully, but many people cannot recover because they're not well enough. So it's very important what you eat, what you drink, how you drink, if you walk, if you exercise, if you take your dog for a walk. One of our good people on here has dog that she takes walking all the time, and we like to see that happen because it's good. And you have a little boy, you can take him out and fly a kite or run or whatever you do with him, correct? And it's good.
Yes, oh,
It's good.
absolutely. All the time.
So you know, it's not about you being selfish. It's not that. It's just if you are the mother bird and you are not well, you cannot take care of baby birds. And likewise, even if you're a human being who's alone, who's just taking care of a lot of other people, like you do, like our vessel does, then in fact you need to take care of yourself so you can continue to do that. It is not, what did you say that word? Narcissistic. It's not that. It's not egotistical. Many people get self, you know, but if you want to go to the extreme of self love, I love myself so much I put me first and only me. I need a spa day for my nails or something like that. Well, you may need a spa
Yes.
day for your nails. We're not denying that, but also, maybe what you spend on your nails could go to a better cause. You see? So it's not all about me, me, me either. It's got to be a balance between I love myself enough to take good care, but I don't love myself so much I don't consider the welfare of other people. That's a very interesting thing, isn't it? It's a nice yin and yang kind of balance, we think. So it's all right if you in your life do not find a partner, so to speak, because guess what? Your role is bigger. You understand?
Mhm. Oh yes, can feel that for sure.
We just
And
gave you a
but
little
we
tap
often
on
put
the head.
so much value, gets placed on ourselves by the partner that we have on our arms, so to speak.
Correct.
We talk people talk about trophy partners. We always like to kind of show off. um but it's
Yes.
almost like it's become a status symbol rather
Yes.
than an actual partner.
Yes, and for some people that is very true.
Hmm.
And it's very important. It's not just taking care of your basic needs.
Mm.
And that also includes keeping a roof over your head, keeping the heat at your feet. You see what we mean? And people
Hmm.
forget that. I love myself so much, I'll go get, $1,000 dress, but oh, the rent's due. Ah, well, I don't care. No, you need to pay rent so you still have a place to put your feet. Correct? So there's a
Yes.
lot of strange imbalance in many people, and many people are not okay, and their way of feeling better about themselves is to either treat others badly or to overindulge in their own well-being, and which is not healthy. And it's a mental thing, you understand? So it's all about training the mind and the body and the spirit to be in cohesion with one another and
Yeah.
to understand that there is more than that. You are very important, that you should love yourself enough to take good care, but you shouldn't leave others to drown if you can help them.
Yes. Well said.
Oh, that was big, wasn't it?
We put so much emphasis on healing, our partner, our children. And so I like the analogy of putting your own mask on first, so to speak, to make sure that
Yes.
you are covered before you go fussing around about other people.
Think of the birds. If the mother did not eat first, and
Hmm.
then kind
Right.
of, they regurgitate the food for the baby because it's already chewed. And if they didn't do that, the birds would never survive. You have
This is a very
birds,
common
don't you?
advice from the soul guides as well. There's a lot of people that do not focus on self-care. That's probably the most common advice I hear from people soul guides is to take better care of yourself, to feed yourself better, to rest, to hydrate better, to de-stress, and to say no. Just to say
Yes,
no, to set boundaries. A lot of people
yes.
don't say no. Where people pleasing is at an all-time high.
Well, the other interesting thing to us is that it is the nourishment of both body, mind, and soul. It's not one or the other. And many people are out of balance internally. They cannot get their mind to quit talking. They cannot get their heart to stop crying or being emotional over things. The Buddhist way is to push that, to push it away. Watch the emotion. You don't have to be craving the emotion. People love drama. Many people love it. But
I
does it
do.
help you? It doesn't help you or any of the people around you. In fact, it
Right.
probably makes them all crazy.
If I see
You
drama,
know?
I run away. I can't stand drama. It's the worst
Yes,
because it's just
yes,
it's silly. Most of it is just us trying to make our ego feel better.
yes. Our vessel has had some experiences most recently that were fairly horrifying to her because they should have been straight transactions and weren't. One had to do with a company that was contracted to do snow for her. And the woman that was coming to do that had a, like, what she call it, meltdown in front of the house and ran away.
Yes.
And she was standing there going, "What in the world just happened here?" Because she didn't understand. But that is what she does not like. She doesn't like that. And
Confrontation. Mhm.
yeah, well, it's not just confrontation, it is also the trauma of putting your problem on somebody else when they don't need the emotional content of that. If you're
Yes.
here to do a job, do the job and then go on about your way because that is what you're supposed to do. But many people get hung up in the emotion and they're addicted to the emotion, to the outburst, to the anger, to the throwing things, to the what. This is what makes it hard to be partners sometimes because they sometimes two partners who love drama do that, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's interesting to us. We have seen people who argued a lot. They were Italian. They argued all the time. Yeah, and to see that in action is quite interesting to us. And yet they couldn't leave one another. That was how they were sort of. We don't want to say they were in love because certainly it didn't look like it to us. But
Well, we still have
to
passion between them, just a different kind of passion than you would
it was a
expect.
very negative exchange. And so what we wanted to do was say, now listen here, just calm down. This is ridiculous. You're a grown people. But this was part of what they were used to, and that's how they functioned. And they always seemed to get along. Otherwise, when they were not doing that, unfortunately, 50% or maybe 75% of the time, that was the relationship.
Yes.
We remember we were with Vessel in a car when this happened, and Vessel was like, "Please get me out of this car. Can somebody take me home that is not driving in this car?" We thought that was kind of funny. She didn't say it out loud, but she was thinking, who can I get a ride with? I can't do that going back. They went to an event or something. But isn't that amusing? And we're like, just calm down. It'll be all right. You'll be out of here in a few minutes. You'll see. She says it's a 2 hour ride. It won't be a few minutes. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, just try to meditate. It'll be better. But of course, that's very hard to do, and people are yelling at one another in different languages. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
But we saw that and we thought, this is definitely not what we would call love. Love, biblically, they say, love is patient and kind. That really is true. When you talk to Siddhartha, do you not feel loved? We
Oh,
like to
big time.
talk about that. And
Big time we
why?
feel the love.
Why? Why do you feel? Do you all feel it? Do you feel us in your home with you?
I think
Do
it's
you?
a vibration, yes. It's a
Yes,
feeling that you can feel in more than just the heart. It's like it permeates the whole of who we are when we connect to love.
you're correct. You're very correct. They wonder, people wonder why when they talk to Siddhartha, they just feel so calm and so relaxed and so warm, and they want to cry sometimes, not tears that are sad tears. And they don't know why they want to cry. It's because they feel us. That is it. That is why they
Yeah.
cry. They just don't understand. And we said, no, no, don't worry about crying. You can cry all you want to. It's perfectly all right. We're used to it. Our vessel is not used to it. She's like, oh, what did I do? What started that? I feel terrible. So she's not one to always have tissues on hand, so a friend gave her $10 and said, please go get tissues, you need them. Oh, you think? Yes,
No.
you definitely do need them. Okay. So she did, and she got a good deal on them, by the way. But it's interesting because it affects her more than it does not affect Siddhartha. We understand it. We
Yes.
know. And we're so happy that they feel that way about us, you see? And that makes us love them even more, you know.
Yes.
This is why we love pets, and and we don't see too many children. We do see them occasionally, but we are so that's why we love pets because they just love you. They see.
They do. Yes.
Now they are very importantly manipulative about most of
Oh, oh, we got a glitch. Oh, he disappeared. Can you still hear me? Oh, Had a glitch in the matrix. I think a phone might have died. At 11:11. Isn't that funny? It happened at 11:11. Siddhartha has left the building. Oh, yep. The phone must have died. That's really funny at 11:11. When he said manipulate, exactly, and whoop, gone. The universe has jokes today. That's funny. Well, she'll be recognizing in a second that these, yeah, she'll be back. It's funny. Well, I'm gonna drop the link. You guys get a minute to sign up for the self-love revolution. There you go. There's the sign up. There you go. There's the link. The universe got busy. Exactly. I think she did say. There we go. She's back.
I
Hi,
had to
sweetie.
come back in. I didn't know what he was talking about. Are we hooked up? Hold on.
You're still here. I can still hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all? No? Nope. I take that as no. How about now? Nope. What?
I am so sorry. I forgot to put the do not disturb and the little doodad on. I'm sorry about that. All right.
Oh, did
Let
somebody
me
try
go
and call
back.
you? Did they?
Well, they did, and of course they would call when I'm occupied because that's when they always call, right?
That's usually how it works.
Shall
They
I go
called at
back out?
11:11. Isn't that funny? 11:11 is exactly when he disappeared.
That is funny. Should I go back? Should I go back out?
Well, I mean, we did get 45-minute chat with him. So,
Really?
you know, yeah, time flies, eh? Yeah, we did
I'm
actually get
I'm
45
shocked
minutes.
at that.
It's really up to you. I leave it up to you, but yeah, we did. It's already been over an hour and 15 minutes that we've been chatting today. So I get it if you want to. It's entirely up to you.
Did you want to do a meditation with him or just continue to talk to him? Or
I don't know if we have
questions?
time for a full meditation today. We'll save that for the 14th. Yeah, are you going to do a meditation on the
Yeah,
14th? Is that the plan?
I guess that's what he'll do. I'm not even sure. What time do you have to leave? Because if you have a little more time, I'll let him come back in and
We
he can
can go
answer
in for a few more
questions.
minutes. That's fine. Yeah, he's coming in very quickly these days, so that would not be a problem. We can do it. He's been
Yeah, it's hard.
practicing, I can see.
He left really quickly too and yanked me back in. That's when it gets tricky. It really. Okay, let me try that again. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't think he was completely. No, he wasn't. Okay, got it, got it, got it. Oh,
See you soon.
there we are. We're sorry about that.
It's all right. These things happen with technology these days.
Well, our vessel forgets to push buttons that you should usually push, but
Oh, it's
that's all
okay.
right. Maybe
All
we were
right.
supposed to not to go any further with it.
I was going to
We
say it
could.
was 11:11 when you disappeared. Exactly.
It's a very nice number, is it
I
not?
think the universe just made a little joke, is all. And if
Could
what's funny
be.
is there was 108 people watching as well when you disappeared.
Do you mean
So
that
I
for
had
sure?
what made it even funnier. Yeah, 108 people at 11:11 were watching, and that's when you just went poof and disappeared like a magician.
Did they all come back? Did they all
Yes,
return?
yes, we're good. We're mostly good. Yes.
All right, good to hear
Would
it.
it be possible to do perhaps a little bit of healing for everyone today? Maybe a little heart chakra boost? Yeah.
Yes, let's think of how we can do that. Is there any questions that anyone wants answered while we think it
Do you
over?
guys have any questions, anything in particular for today that you would like to discuss? Or if anybody has any areas that they would like some healing, whether or not they're mental, emotional, physical, all of those
Let's
things are also very good.
let's do this. This is a very good idea. Instead of writing in chat, we want all of you to think about and send out one or two things you need to have healed. Let's do that. And we will also put out another word. We were contacted last night in a very sweet way for someone who's very, very sick. And we would like to try to also send energy to that young person because they're not very well at all and in
Okay.
hospital. And so if all of you will just send a happy thought to that, or not a happy thought, like a healing thought, there we go, to that little person, uh, it would be a very nice thing to do. And also we will send all Chinese doctors going to help us, Toshi. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Toshi.
Take, let's take a breath in and pull it all the way down to your solar plexus and hold it, of course. And then release. Very good. Slow your breathing down. And then again, breathe in beautiful golden light and hold it. Good. Think about what you want to get rid of and breathe out. And one more time. Breathe in beautiful golden light and hold it. And think about all the things that no longer serve you or make you feel well and breathe that out. All right. Now think about a thing or two that feel if it is hurting. It can be your soul is sad. It can be your heart is broken. It could be that you are holding and clinging on to emotions you don't need. It could be that your physical body is in pain. Whatever these, think about it and think about if you want to also gift the energy we will send you. Keep some for yourself, but gift it to another. That's perfectly happy to do that. How do you do that? Okay, we'll answer that question. You will send it out your third eye, your heart chakra, and your solar plexus with the intention they get what they need. You will um, you will not need to ask for permission because we are going to make sure everything goes as it is supposed to. We will do the permission asking, okay?
Hmm.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
Take 1 minute, think about what we just said. Take your time. Breathe in and out just beautifully slow. See yourself surrounded in a beautiful blue, purple, and green light. Can you see it? Isn't that nice? Breathe it in and feel the place in your body that hurts, whether it's emotional or physical or spiritual. And we are going to ask all of your guides who might be with you to participate. If they are of the light and only of the light, and if they are not, they have to leave. And they will have to. So if that is also an issue, it won't be here in a minute. We will ask the angels to also contribute their light because it is beautiful healing gold light. And we will use uh, a favorite color of uh, Laura's son. Will use teal and mint. That's perfect combination, and gold, perfect combination of healing colors. So we'll just borrow his idea. That's very nice. And we will also ask for blue, a beautiful blue flame. Instead of a purple flame, we'll ask for blue. Now, feel it up and down your backbone. Can you feel it going up and down? Yes. We'll clear. Backbones always seem to have stuff in them. We'll just lift it up. Yes, it's much better. And across the shoulders and down. Put your palms up. You'll feel your chakra open there. Can you feel it? It'll tingle. It might be a little toasty, a little hot. It might be a little bit, you might just feel pressure, different things, right? You might feel pressure on your third eye and your crown chakra too. That's all right. We'll open the heart chakra. There we go. Yes. Let loose of all of the emotion, all of the trauma, all of the drama, everything you carry with you that you do not need. Let it go. And don't let your mind go back and rehash everything. You don't need to. It's not healthy to do that. So let it go, okay? See that beautiful blue and teal and minty color in the chakra? Beautiful, isn't it? And then your solar plexus too. Think of a big, beautiful golden Mayan sun. Can you imagine how beautiful that is? Your solar plexus is your place of balance and harmony too. This is your time right now. You don't have to think about bills. You don't have to think about trouble. You don't think about people you have to call or text or any of that. Forget it. Let your mind be clear and at peace. No stress. Feel the luggage going off of the shoulders. You all carry other people's burdens with you, plus your own. That's a lot. That's like a steamer trunk, isn't it? Just see that go away. You don't need it. Feel your neck clear up. The stress you carry in your neck, let go of it. Internal organs that hurt, your liver, your heart, your spleen, your intestines, both big and small, your gallbladder, your diaphragm, and all of the others we haven't mentioned, your female organs and your reproductive organs and of all of the organs that you have, feel that. There you go. Yes, it will feel a little tingly, we think. Yes. Some people are thinking, am I imagining that? You're not. Okay. Trust it. And don't be afraid of it. Fear doesn't do anything that's helpful. Okay, sometimes it might save your life because you're being chased by a dog or something, but or a wolf or whatever. But normally fear is not helpful. So let go of all the fear. It's not good. You're in a new year. It's time to start again. That's right. Now, in your mind, if you see a person that is in pain, or if you don't have anyone who's sick at the moment, you can consider contributing your energetic, which is a channeled energetic, just so you know, we are helping you do that. You're channeling source energy, okay? See it going to those that are not well. See it going to the young person we talked about. See it going to that person's family. Don't put any sort of words to it. Let the energy work on its own. It will do that. If it's accepted, it will be taken. If it is unacceptable, it will be left behind or go to someone else who needs it. But the energy itself is sentient. It thinks what it needs to think. Isn't that beautiful that that can happen? If you have a friend that is down, send them heart love, yes. Send them love. You know, you can always send love. Love with no conditions, love with no judgment. Love that makes your heart feel happy. Okay. Yes, we feel you all. We do. Even if you're watching this later, we hear you. People think we don't hear them when they're watching the replay. We hear you. Okay? We see you too. Now, just stay in this for a minute. Go deeper. Go down, down, deeper, deeper. Let yourself feel joy in your heart and a love like belongs to the universe, okay? Bigger than romantic love, bigger than other types of love. This is universal, unconditional, non judgmental, magnificent light in the form of love. What color is your light? Can you see it? If it's not bright, make it brighter. Okay? Make it bigger. Feel the energy up and down your back. Do you feel it? Into the tailbone, into the hip girdle, down your legs, to your knees, to your ankles, to your feet, and out your feet chakra to ground you to earth. We don't want you to fly away, so we'll keep you grounded to earth for this one. And feel the energy from the ground chakra, which is divine source energy. It makes no judgment on what you need. It will go to where it's supposed to, because energy has its own life. And its own light will tell you that too. Just take your time.
Wow, thank you so much, Siddhartha.
We weren't quite finished, but I guess we are.
Sorry, sorry, I thought we were. It's my apologies.
We're
I feel
so
tingling all
amused
over.
by we're so amused by you all the time. You're so funny to us. So
Oh,
all right,
I could feel the
now
tingling.
bring yourself back in so you're a little bit more grounded. Just pull back in. It's all right. And allow the energy to go on without you where it needs to go. And be careful, but pull yourself back in. And when you're ready, open your eyes. How about it? This has been a very strange
I was
experience
so
for
at
us,
peace, I was
hasn't it?
concerned I was gonna start snoring again. When I'm relaxed, that's
Well,
what I do.
it's a good thing to be in altered state. Yes, it's very good to do it.
It's the only time I snore. I do not snore when I'm sleeping, for the record. It's when I'm in an altered state that I, yes, immediately start.
That's very interesting to ask, because most people
Oh, it's
just do
very
that when
strange.
they're. Yes, it's very odd, isn't it?
Only when I go into a trance. Isn't that funny?
Well, it's very interesting for sure.
I
Yes.
need to, yeah, I don't know what it is. I need to work on that. That's how I know it's working. That was
It could be
amazing.
we think it might be a sinus thing.
It might be, yeah.
It's not a sleeping thing. It's a we don't know
Well,
what to
even like
call it.
a couple people are saying they were yawning as well. That's a form of release when you yawn. Yeah.
It's also energy moving. So what they probably was they got relaxed with this energy. You see.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's
Oh, that's
pretty good.
exactly what I was feeling. I feel like I could take a nap right now. I'm so relaxed.
Yes, yes. It's like when you were a child and floated on water, right? You
Yeah,
remember? You'd lay and float and float into, oh, I could just stay here forever.
I still do that all the time. In
We
fact,
would
it's
say,
funny. Aiden was trying to copy me, and I'm a lot more buoyant than he is. So he was frustrated that I can float and he can't. He sinks like a
ah,
rock.
he hasn't
It's like,
figured it out
why
yet.
are you so buoyant?
He'll get it. He will get it. You can tell him we used his very best colors today.
I will tell him. Thank you very much for honoring him on his birthday. He's gonna love that. So
Yes, we'll
thank
say
you.
happy birthday and get him cupcake. Okay?
I will. That's the plan. I'm taking him out to his favorite burger joint tonight and gonna get him a cupcake.
Yes,
So
must
he's
have
very excited
cupcake.
about
You tell him Siddhartha sent the cupcake. Okay?
it. I will do so. Thank you. Thank you
And
so much, Siddhartha. Really,
if he says who is Siddhartha, just say you'll find out one day.
he knows all about you, Siddhartha. I tell
Oh, we're
him all
glad to
about you.
hear it. We're glad to
Yes.
hear it. All right, we'll go out again. Okay.
It was so
Oh, we
great to
should.
speak with you, Baba G. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, let us give you blessing for your trip. Okay.
Please,
And
thank
for
you.
all of you traveling, we'll give you blessing for your travels in your day. So we wish for you what you wish for yourself. That's very important to us. So do wish it and do send it. We hear you. We do hear you. We say Om Mani Padme Hum. That is our mantra. It means we honor the jewel in the lotus, which means we honor your soul that is in your body, right? The things you need to take care of. And we say to you, we see the divine in you. We also see in ourselves, and we're very grateful for that. So we love you all. We bless you for coming today. We keep you in our hearts because we know that you think of us often. We so appreciate it. And we say to you, we honor you today as you have honored us. And have a very lovely travel and fortunate day today. And we say happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. And we will say to you, Namaste.
Namaste.
Well, okay. I don't know what that was. It was very strange. All righty. We just go with it.
Oh wow, that was just what we needed today. I feel phenomenal now. I feel very at peace and relaxed. I was almost too relaxed. I actually snapped out of it because thinking, shit, I'm not snoring, am
That's funny.
I was just kind of melting into my chair. That was
That's
wonderful.
funny. That's good.
I
So
needed that. Thank
everybody,
you so
did
much.
everybody get out and get back in? Are you
I
okay?
hope so. I think so. I don't think we're I don't think well, who knows? Maybe somebody took a nap then because I could have easily taken a nap. I was so at peace there.
Did they have time? I can't do little mini naps like that. I don't know
That
how
was
people
great.
do
That
that.
was about 15-20 minutes. That was perfect. Thank you so much. Really.
Did it really go by that fast? For real?
Yeah, time has been zipping by lately.
It's like that. I mean, it's always like that. People will be with them for 2 or 3 hours and say, "Is that all?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
Lots of people already saying feeling the healing. They're feeling lighter. They're feeling so, some people had some emotional release, which is
Good.
also really good. So, wow, that was perfect. Thank
That's
you.
really good. I'm glad to hear, and we wish you safe travels and happy birthdays. And
I may still have a solo podcast tomorrow. It depends on how crazy the weather is. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
I listen to an old lady. You don't want to get in a situation you can't get yourself out of. So don't wait. Go. Okay.
We'll
Do
see
that
how
for
it goes.
me.
I don't really want to sleep in DC tonight. I have to fly out of the same airport that tragedy just occurred at. I'm flying out of
Oh,
Reagan. I know. So I'm trying not to spend too much time around that airport if I can avoid it. So, but we'll see. Fingers
can
crossed everything is all right.
maybe you could get a room like outside of DC, and then you have shorter
Anyway,
distance.
I'm just happy. I'm sure I'm divinely protected. I have no concern. My soul guides are always looking after me. They make sure I'm well protected and taken care of.
I
So,
just worry. I worry like I'm somebody's mother. I had no children, so
no, not you. You're so
I
sweet.
never. But you're like the right age, so I'm always people your age. I'm always telling you what to do because I feel like an old mother.
We really appreciate that. It's really nice to have someone look after us. But I'm always I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just very lucky, but I'm always getting by. My guides are on point. They're probably exhausted back there, but they always make sure that I'm right where I need to be. My
have
divine
have you
appointments are always on spot on.
have you ever seen that poster that says don't drive faster than your angels could fly or something? You're probably wearing them out with all of
Don't
your
drive
zipping
fast
around.
and
That's what it
fly. I
is.
like that.
How funny. All right,
Oh,
my darling. I want to
make sure
thank
that you
you.
guys go and
Say that again. I lost you. I lost sound.
I muted myself by accident. There we go.
I'm glad it wasn't
Everybody's
me. Thank you.
There you
Thank
go. If
you.
you guys want to sign up for Angelica's chat on February 14th, it will be at 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure that you join up because man, Siddhartha is just the best. We're so blessed. Thank you very much for wonderful conversation today. We're always so happy to speak with him and you.
Well, I'll tell you that I don't do the heavy lifting. I get there, we say hello, he comes in, he does whatever, and I leave, and that's it. So you'll be talking to him, mostly not me so much, but it's all right. He's more interesting anyway, I think.
Well, I've got you guys on the schedule for when I get back. Sound good?
Excellent. That'll be good.
Perfect. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was wonderful to have you all with us. And make sure that you guys take some extra care for yourselves. All that self-love is very important, right?
Yes.
It is
Yes.
indeed. Love you
It
guys.
is.
I hope you have a phenomenal day. Stay warm. See you guys soon. Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye.